Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Memes the Week. You can support this channel through the PayPal and Subscribestar links below. Any and all donations are helpful. Nothing is too big or too small. Also, before I get on with the memes, first a word from today's sponsor, Justin Vacula. If you don't want the credit card companies to drain your bank account like Count Dracula, then you need Justin Vacula. He's got the best deals on credit cards like this Chase Ink Preferred Business Card, where if you spend $8,000 in the first 3 months, you get $1,000 cash back, or $1,250 towards travel rewards when you redeem through Chase Ultimate Rewards. That's 12.5% cash back, or 15.6% value that you can use toward your trips. It's the card on the far right side. He also has a podcast to help you save money in other ways. Sponsor links are down below. Now on with the memes. Number one, we have a woman in Texas complaining because the cap for child support for one child is only $18.40 a month. She asks who can live off that. She doesn't seem to understand that child support is for the child and not for the woman that makes poor choices. Where's the money going when she's wearing the gold necklace around her neck, an Apple Watch, and has her nails done? The child probably doesn't even have enough to eat. Up next is a woman shaming a man at the gym because he has bigger breasticles than she does. Imagine if a guy shamed a woman at the gym saying that he had a bigger chest than a woman, that she was so flat-chested that she was concave. That would definitely piss off a ton of people. At least this guy's trying. When you're a woman desperate for attention, you're willing to take negative attention as well. This is why men need male-only gyms. Women have curves, and men should have a place called curls. Number three is a woman that's 4'0", still complaining that she wants a man that's at least 6 feet tall. The way things are going with women's high expectations, soon they'll all be dating sequoia trees. We need to start a trend where when women say they don't date a man that's under 6 feet tall, we need to say we don't date women with a body count higher than 6. 6 feet isn't enough anymore, and most want 6'6" these days. Moving on, speaking of body counts, the propaganda is working because feminists over at The Atlantic are going into damage control mode, saying that late millennial and Gen Z influencers are shaming women so they behave. Shame works on men, otherwise women wouldn't use it, but it also works on women with regards to the number of partners they've had. The article says nobody should care about a woman's body count. Also remember that no one should read The Atlantic either. Number 5 is a 20-year-old guy falling for a manipulative 41-year-old MILF. The MILFs bait young guys with an easy lay, and suddenly they get a surprise geriatric pregnancy, and you're on the hook for a downy baby. Either that or you marry one of them, and everyone confuses your bride for your mother on the wedding day. I've done wedding photography at weddings like those. Remember, these women have 40 years of practice manipulating men, so be careful. Up next is a bunch of North Koreans watching a K-pop performance in Pyongyang for the first time. I guess you guys aren't ready for that yet, but your kids are gonna love it. It's like North Koreans and South Koreans are on 2 different planets, but they're only really a few miles apart. They're the same people, just with different spirits. Number 7 is a woman waiting for you to put the donation on the dresser. In many places, if you don't talk about trading muff for money, then it's not actually prostitution. In the original unedited picture, you can also see her clam, so I had to censor that. It was either a cooch or she takes credit cards, and what you really saw was the card slots. If you're excited by her, then look in those big creepy eyes, and you won't be anymore. Moving on is a 37-year-old woman that looks more like a 57-year-old Hillary Clinton, saying that she's been single her whole life, and that this is the life that she actually wants. Meanwhile, looking at her glazed-over eyes and accelerated aging, what she really wants is a man to love her, and she doesn't even know it yet. I'm wishing her a happy 37th birthday for the 20th time. She said that she made choices no one else her age made. You can definitely see that by the look of her face. Number 9 is the Japanese characters for women and noisy. If you want to tell people it's noisy, you just write these 3 characters for women stacked up in a mini pyramid. And that basically tells you that 3 or more women are definitely noisy. Unfortunately for us, though, the word that these 3 characters are used for isn't commonly used in spoken Japanese anymore. Number 10 is an image representing an entire generation of men lost for nothing in the First and Second World Wars, because of what I can assume is today's wokeism. In reality, the First and Second World Wars never would have happened if there was no fiat currency, and money printing and the Federal Reserve wasn't created. Then governments would only be able to spend money in the immediate taxes and not borrowed from the future. The devastation and loss of life, if the wars had happened, would have been limited if they didn't have unlimited money printing. Up next, we have NASA wanting to put the first woman on the moon. Someone named Cameron asks why. Does it actually need cleaning? They claim to have lost the technology to make it happen. Either men in the past were more competent and intelligent, or we simply didn't go. Pick one. As for women going to the moon, can we send them all and leave them up there? Also remember there are a ton of female archaeologists because women love to dig up the past. Number 12 is a friendly reminder that robotic girlfriends could be hacked to end you. But in reality, how is that different from a real girlfriend? She's just going to do it a lot slower by nagging you. But this is just feminist propaganda. As if they could ever program something that well. Unless, of course, they got a bunch of simps to do the work for them, then I'd believe this. Moving on is what happens when you poke holes in a condom when you're a woman, and instead of getting a baby, you get AIDS instead. You can sure bet that there are guys out there that do that and laugh when the woman is caught trying to get herself preggers instead of HIV. Look who got played. Number 14, first they got Russell Brand, and now 7 anonymous women accuse Tim Ballard, the real-life inspiration for the film The Sound of Freedom, with some sort of sexual harassment. But what the hell is sexual misconduct? It's probably something as simple as looking at women these days. All this started, it seems, with Julian Assange. And once the left discovered that it works, the false allegations started ramping up everywhere. Up next is the deadliest cartridge known to man, the lipstick. The tip may be soft, but it still goes all the way through. That's what she said. It's deadly, though, not because it immediately takes your life, but it's dangerous because it does it slowly without you even noticing it at first. This is no joke. Number 16 is a dad insulting his daughter, the coal burner, by telling her that she should become a cop. When she asks why, he says, because she chases the same men that the cops do, but she might as well get paid for it. Little does he know that she probably already gets paid for it and is actually a working girl. Moving on is the biggest dilemma facing our species right now, which is women waiting too long to have children. In her early 20s, she wants to go and find herself. In her late 20s and 30s, when most of her eggs are gone, she's strong and independent. And when she's ready to settle down, the whole carton is empty. In the end, they blame men for letting them run astray. No self-respecting man is going to buy an empty carton once the woman is in her 40s. Number 18, this guy's saying that 50-year-old women are single because they haven't found the right man yet. But they will meet the right man soon, and his name is Jesus. Ironically, they did meet a lot of good men before, but they just weren't as exciting as the men that ran them through. Funny enough, this bro still believes that 304s go to heaven. Up next, when I take wedding photos, I normally try and avoid taking pictures with distractions in the background. But the guy fishing is having the happiest day of his life. Oddly enough, getting married and going fishing both require a license. Who knew? Looks like the government always wins. At least the fish can't wreck your life if it gets away. But if your wife gets away, she usually takes more than half. Number 20, you're out on a date and all she does is look down at her phone, and you know she has zero interest in you. This guy figured this out, so he excused himself to the restroom and left her with the bill. Maybe whoever she's texting can actually come and pay that bill. It's only fair because he's the one actually spending the time with her. But if you leave, the cops will come after you for being a dine and dash bandit. Yet the woman robs you of your time and you still can't leave. Moving on is a single mom-to-be that's in the dating market, with standards that are higher than average. And then she says good luck. You know there's an army of prego chasers just waiting to fulfill their fantasies by being with her. Also looks like she's having a girl because at the age of 23 it looks like her life force is being sucked out of her through her womb. Looks like Christmas has come with a gift, and it probably belongs to Ray Ray or Pookie. Number 22, if you want to know what's going on, then squint your eyes and you'll see the film They Live, which is supposed to be fiction and is now real. As real as the AI can make it, of course. This appears to be a huge trend on social media now, using AI to generate words using various people and animals. Keep an eye out for it. Number 23 is a mixed couple, and one of them is saying that he or she is dating a racist. Thanks for blurring his nip, though. We don't want to sexualize him. But how can either of them be racist if they're dating each other? The answer, of course, is that liberalism is a mental illness that creates this sort of paradox. This guy's dating an alien. One of them is a speciesist and actually hates other species. Who knew? Up next, speaking of hatred, this is what a feminist would do in a situation where she was forced to choose a streetcar either running over one man or five. She just can't stand it that even one man gets to get away with his life. So she turns the trolley around and runs him down. She actually has to go and lay some track down. Remember that all women are feminists, even if they say they aren't. It's their natural states. Number 25 and the last one is Tish Ray. And she says that her dad spoiled her while growing up. And her husband will pretty much have high expectations to compete with. To that, all I have to ask is, what husband? What wealthy guy's going to marry her with that attitude? She's going to have to settle for an average guy that'll basically be her punching bag. Here's looking at you, Rusty. Either that or cats. When you have a weak father, you get a tyrannical daughter. I don't think your father knew how to be a good dad. So that's it for another Memes the Week. Give this video a thumbs up to help it move up in the algorithm so that new viewers can find it. Also remember I make these for free, so donate it to PayPal and Subscribestar links below for more content like this. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day, and cheers.